Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another bowel clenching episode of Tales from the Crawl Space. I, of course, am your one of your hosts, Brad Harvey, and across the miles is the one and only. You tolerate me only because of him, Jack Starry. Jack, how you doing, buddy?
First things first, where's your shitter?
Where's this? Sit there.
I got a crap on dick that could choke a donkey.
Okay.
It's squidgy.
Right.
I'm getting all emotional from it. I'm ready for this show, man. We've gotten stories out the ass. Pun
Fucking
intended.
A. Yep, Jack and I have decided to take Tales from the Crawl Space right to the shitter. And,
that's right.
And I had an idea to when we opened up the show, since we're on video now and we're doing it on YouTube, was to get a nice little scene of me sitting on the shitter. Of course, you would just see my knees, my face, and my ample gut. And, give it a flush and then come back and turn the camera off and come back in Cheesebag Studios. But I decided to take the high road tonight and I didn't do it. So
well, we've always danced around bathroom humor, but tonight we're going to wallow in it.
Oh, that's right. We are going to wallow in it. We're going to smear it all over our nipples. We are going to have a great night.
Oh!
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. That's going to be a good one.
Uh-huh.
Well, live from the shitter. Well,
live from the shitter. Okay. I want to start off with, today I was out doing a proposal for a assisted living facility that has not yet opened. They haven't started cramming old people in it yet. It's still very much under construction. They're planning on opening it in the fall. Needless to say, the plumbing is not online yet. As far as, we all like to talk a good game about taking shits and stuff like that. But I'm telling you what, man, the piss takes precedence. And we are in, at this day and age, we are in a complete piss desert right now. You can't just go duck behind somebody's house and take a piss because there might be a fucking Ring camera up there.
Yep.
You can't duck behind somebody's minibar to take a piss because there might be one of those cameras up there. So God knows there might be a fucking Skylink satellite showing down on your dick while you're trying to piss. So you just can't do that anymore. But I digress. Going over to this assisted living place, I look over and across the parking lot, and I see the gleaming gray monolith that is the portalette. I'm thinking, okay, I've got 3 cups of coffee in me. I've got what's it called? A blood pressure medicine with a diuretic in it, and I have my old buddy Flomax going in my veins. Needless to say, the bladder was locked and loaded, and I knew I wasn't going to piss in this place because it's still fucking sticks and rocks. So I head over there, and I think I've been blessed for some time because I have the portalettes that I've been in recently have been the Marion County Department of Parks and Recreation have decided to in their city parks to go ahead and put portalettes on there because they're getting tired of the hobos pissing and shitting everywhere. So I go in there and these are very well maintained facilities. They not only do they have not only are they clean and fresh smelling, but they also the sanitizer dispenser is full. And
nice.
You go on a construction site, all bets are off, man. I mean, these guys are, when lunch break, they're going to Taco Bell. They're eating out of food trucks. They're bringing whatever leftovers they have at home. I mean, that makes a pretty heady brew. And then when you gotta let her go, you gotta let her go. They get in there and they drop them fucking gnarlies in the pit. And they don't get maintained as well as they do in the parks. And
No.
I'm just gonna say the smell hit me, and I got bronchitis, and ain't nobody got time for that. I get in there, I do the deed, and they got them little side urinals. They're kind of just they're about maybe 3 inches away from the wall, and let's face it. I mean, I could brag, but I'm not going to. We all, know the average size of the human peener. But so you got to hover right the fuck over it, right? And you're still getting it everywhere. And meanwhile, you're trying to maintain trying to keep your breakfast inside, and you're doing this kind of stuff. Sticking your nose under your shirt and breathing in, and then holding your breath, and then as long as you can, then exhale, then take another breath. Okay, I look over. The sanitizer dispenser has been torn from the wall by probably a disgruntled construction worker. Here's the worst part. Okay, I go to that little plastic slide that says occupied, vacant, occupied, vacant. Okay, I slide on that, and then when I do, I fucking hit, and I raked my finger across a very sharp screw, and you see that thing right there?
Oh yeah,
that right there is going to probably kill me because God knows how many fucking E. coli and listeria and all this other good shit was embedded in that screw just from people taking shits in there.
You're gonna get the poop typhus.
Yeah. So anyway, probably in the next I'm going to say 6 to 8 weeks, Jack will be auditioning for a new host for Tales from the Crawl Space podcast. It'll probably do it during the memorial episode for the late Brad Harvey.
I'll announce the date and times for the memorial service when they're planned out. I'll announce the dates and times for it. Send your flowers, or in lieu of flowers, send a gift to the Pest Control Humor Depot.
There you go. Exactly.
Right.
So, oh man. So Jack.
Yes, sir.
We put it out. We put it out to the depot, and as usual, the depot did not disappoint. I understand you're made of stories tonight.
I am, and I want people to remember, we've said it before on the show, that not all pee-pee times are poo-poo times, but all poo-poo times are pee-pee times.
Those are words to live by.
They are. They most certainly are.
In fact, the tombstone that I'm going to be getting apparently very soon, I would like that inscribed on it, Jack. So,
I'll make it happen. I'll make it happen. I will.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Tanner Lott has our first story of the night. He goes, Resident 1, get a call back for a new customer/owner. Home has been under contract for pests since 2020. Walk in and they say they're seeing them in master bath. All right, no problem. Easy fix. Walk in the bathroom, has shit all over the toilet. I proceeded to smash the trap behind the toilet and slide it over under the trash can and place a new one. Ooh. And tell them the weather stripping on the doors is worn. No callback since. Resident 2, go to the apartment and, of course, was with a trainee, was in the industry. We go to the unit that that motherfucker stayed in the hall and took a pretend call. Was it? And I shit you not, the kitchen was full of flies and roaches. Resident tells me that the issue's in the bathroom. So I agree, of course, to walk into the bathroom, and there was shit and blood all over the floor and to the ceiling. I placed that damn trap and said, have a good day, go to the office, and me and the trainee get asked how it went. We both didn't say a word, and she said it couldn't be that bad. And the cleaners just went in there and, oh, yeah, dude puked on himself.
I can completely understand that, though.
Shit and blood all over the walls.
Shit and blood.
And the floor. That reminds me of the house with the gigantic dude in the little hover-around chair, the little, the little medical scooter thing. And he was, like, gigantic and sweaty and pallid and fat with no shirt on. He looks like it was melting over the chair. It was bad. And he had the first floor bathroom. I've told this story before, so if you've heard it in past episodes, you've heard this. But he says, man, I got a problem. I got these flies in the house, and I think they're coming from the bathroom. I said, all right, I'll go check it out. So I walked in, opened the bathroom door, and it's like he backed up his hover round and just leaned over and just ass blasted from the door across the entire bathroom. Like, it's like, you ever seen those slow motion things of a sneeze, how the little droplets just kind of spread out from the mouth? Can you imagine that? But from his butthole. Imagine that from his butthole.
Oh man, yeah. Anybody that's seen footage, like Wild Kingdom or whatever of, let's say, a hippo. When they take a shit, it's like, their tails like it spreads it like you're fucking doing granules and stuff.
Well, the problem is this bathroom had shit above the door which is opposite the toilet. When you walk in, you're facing the toilet, but there was shit above my head on top of the door jamb.
Oh, that's talent.
How do you do that? I mean, did it like hang a curveball? I mean, did you shit a curveball?
No, you're probably like getting out. You're dropping your pants, but by the time you can pivot around to the bowl, it's too late. You're just
So you're like a lawn sprinkler of ass.
pretty much, yeah. You got that one hemorrhoid acting as that beater thing.
The little hippo hemorrhoid. The hippo
That's
hemorrhoid.
right. But, let's see.
Up.
Mine is I was doing this apartment, and it was a gamer. We'll just say a gamer, and I walk into the apartment, and it just the smell just just hits me like a fucking wall, right? And he goes, he's sitting in his chair and he's doing his little, and he's like, I got roaches really bad, sir. Can you do something about this? I said, yeah. Can you, yeah, we can. We see what we can do. What's going on? Where are you finding them? He goes, I'm finding them in my chair. I'll get up and you can take a look at it. And he gets up, right? Okay, and this chair is like fucking shit, skid marks and shit, just all the way down the back. And then all the way through there. And it's like, fucking hit pause, okay? It's like, hit pause, go in the bathroom where you belong, take a shit, get it all out of you, then go back and game some more. Oh, and close the medicine cabinet because I don't want to see Prince William. But oh my God, it was hideous. And of course, they nest. You got this debris field of food containers, and piss cans, and all this stuff. I'm sorry, gamers. I get it. You guys, you love the game and everything. Is there a fucking game where you cannot pause it to go take a shit? Gamers, get back with me on this. I gotta know because I don't get it.
Get one of those disabled toilets that you could like sit next to the bed with the bucket on it.
Johnny on the spot? Yeah.
Yeah, and then get one of those little padded toilet seats, the vinyl ones that used to have in the 70s that when the vinyl cracked it like jabbed you in the ass cheeks. Get one of them soft squishy ones so your legs don't fall asleep and sit there and piss and shit all you want while you're playing your game.
At the very least, a fucking piss pad, okay? You can buy these things at Petco, so you go and you let your dog, so your dog can piss on it to train him, okay? Put it in your fucking chair. Change it every once in a while. Something. Dear God in heaven, why do you subject another human being to that stuff?
Have you heard of a Texas catheter? Do you know? And just a legit thing, a Texas catheter. Are you familiar?
Please enlighten me.
It's the sticky condom that you roll up that has a hose at the end of it. So it's not a catheter that goes in your urethra. It just rolls on top of your penis. Yeah, you put it on your penis, and it has the hose on it. You can put the hose in a fucking bucket and play all night long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Perfect for road trips. Hanging out the door while you're driving. You ain't got to stop to pee. Just let it go while you're going down the highway.
You got to kind of have something to put it on, though, right?
Well, yeah, you kind of. If you don't have if you ain't got a penis,
Penis. Yep. No penis. 1323, Candace.
I'll tell you, our good friend and one of our favorite cheese bags, our Aussie cheese bag, Dave Lyon, had a story for us. He goes, so I had a 6 a.m. start for a hotel in the middle of winter. I arrive and it's still closed. I called the client and he's 30 minutes away and my tummy is making rumbles. I'm also in the middle of nowhere. So I make a mad dash for the closest bush, thanking myself for keeping a roll of TP in the car. So I finish up and got back in the ute and I noticed a dog making a beeline straight for the bush with his jogging owner in hot pursuit. I then hear many curses and yelling from the dog owner calling him a dirty cunt. Apparently the dog ate my shit. I drove around... I drove around the block in total embarrassment. And he goes, I was a massive chili head, regularly eating 9 million Scoville hot sauce. I've absolutely destroyed some customers' homes. I actually had to do the walk of shame not long ago. Ran to the toilet, fought for my life, then the fucker wouldn't flush. Had to ask the client if it was broken, but luckily they just turned off the water when it's not in use. So he like mudded up a toilet with a rancid hot shit and had to show the homeowner it's not working.
We had a dog eat his shit. That was great. Oh my god.
That's a good one. Thank you, Dave. I love that.
That
That's
is
awesome.
a good one. Thank you very much for that, man. Oh shit. So, we did run a poll this week. We wanted to talk. We wanted to find out. From you cheese bags, who had the best and the worst shitters out there in the wild. And so, we had an incredible response to this, and I want to thank you guys very much. And so I want to run down some of the top ones. I'm going to go ahead and say that number one was a runaway with Buc-ee's. And
yeah.
I cannot agree more with Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's and Love's are probably the top two ones out there. I have visited both facilities in my travels. This, not during normal work time, but on vacation. And I would say probably, Buc-ee's is great, but the best toilet of all was the Love's truck stop that I caught on. I was somewhere in Western New York. I'd gotten off the Dewey and was we were heading to Hancock, Massachusetts for vacation in the Berkshire Mountains. The beautiful place. Weed is legal there. So I stopped at this place, and usually I am a guy who can wait until we get to the resort, get unpacked, and then it's like I'm unpacking that right after that. But this time, the trip was too long, the food was too greasy when we ate there. I had to take care of business, so I was like, all right, I'm sitting there in the car going, God damn it, I got to fucking shit in a truck stop. I was not looking forward to it. My whole outlook changed when I went into the bathroom of this Love's place. The music was playing. It was softly, the volume was soft, but just loud enough to kind of cover up any strange noises that may be coming from the stalls. The stalls themselves had full-on doors, not just stall doors, where you got that space where somebody can come and nudge your foot or whatever, no glory holes, anything like that. Nothing written on the walls. The place did not smell of rancid, stale trucker piss or whatever the fuck they've been eating on the road. It smelled fresh. There was an attendant there. No, he was not in a tuxedo, but it would not have surprised me if he was. It was that clean. I went in there and I walked into the stall and I looked in the corners. The corners were spotless. The toilet paper was not only ample, full, but it was also of a soft texture. I almost got emotional. It was the damnedest thing. So I sat down there and I took probably the best road shit I had ever taken in my life. And I went up after I got done. I went up and I asked for the manager and I just shook his hand and said, "Thank you, sir." And he's like,
"I just finished pooping. Shake my hand. I just finished pooping. Shake my hand."
Oh, I washed, and the paper towels were nice and soft.
Oh yes, you didn't get a moist towelette from the attendant. He didn't
take his little
tongs and put it in your hand.
No, but I believe his name was Delbert Grady, and he did wipe the advocat off of my lapel that I had spilled in the lounge. I asked him how long he'd been there. He goes, "I've always been here. So have you." But anyway, so I get back to the car. My wife was like, "What the hell took so long?" And she goes, "But she should have known it was going to take long because I'm a camper when I go to the bathroom." But I described it to her, and she's like, "Okay, I'm going in." So it delayed our arrival at the resort a little bit. But man, the Loves in New York, oh my gosh, it was the damnedest thing. Now back to Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's is great. Buc-ee's is great. The one caveat that everybody had about Buc-ee's when they voted on the poll was that it just took too damn long to get into a Buc-ee's. The parking lot is like, it's like you're parking at the Pentagon, And you have to get past the pumps. You have to get back to traffic. You have to get past the shitty drivers that don't know how to fucking park at a Buc-ee's, and then you have to walk all the way through the store, back, past the jerky bar, past the beaver nuggets, and and everything to get to the bathroom. But once you're there, it's worth it.
Oh yeah.
So Buc-ee's was Buc-ee's and Love's were both number 2. I'm sorry, Love's was third. Number 2, ironically enough, was the employee bathroom of a commercial account. And yeah, I can't argue with that. I mean, that goes without saying. And also rans were Walgreens, which really surprises me. We have Maverick at 6 votes. We have at Quick Trip at 6 votes. Then we have at 5 votes. We have Sheets is where I sheet.
Not the ones around here. They don't make that part of the list. The ones around here, the people are sheeting all over the place in that one.
Oh yeah. And also mentioned in here is bucket in a crawl space.
How about your grinding sump pump?
Grinding sump pump. I don't have a grinding sump pump, but I do have hand load a dookie down the floor drain at Macy's. Now there's one I'm trying to figure out how this made the list. I think it's probably these 2 people that voted for this are probably not really picky, but they put Circle K. But we're going to circle back to Circle K here later on in the show.
Okay.
But those are the top ones. I mean, this thing is crawling with fucking votes. I mean, we had Crawl Space, Home Depot, your mom's house. We had Glory Hole convenience spot. We had Shell, Quickstar, Cumbies, never heard of them. Dunkin' Donuts, okay. And we have Wawa. And I'm sorry, I've been to Wawa's before, and I would have to be going Wawa before I would use one of those. Yeah. And so we had a lot of good votes, but it looks like Buc-ee's and Love's were the cream that rose to the top on the best shitters out there. So guys and gals, thank you very much for voting, and you really appreciate it.
They were the floaters, not the sinkers.
They were the floaters, exactly.
But see, there's nothing quite like squashing a log while someone in the background is going, "Hot, fresh brisket on the board."
That's right. Because first thing I'm gonna want to do after I wipe and wash is fucking get out there and get me a 3 meat sandwich. Because oh my god, those things are fucking life itself, man. In fact, we're heading down to the Smokies in September. And I think I'm looking more forward to that triple meat sandwich than I actually am at getting to the resort and taking my first shit down there.
You cannot forget to go to a Bojangles and get a country ham and egg biscuit.
I have never been to Bojangles. I have passed them by so many times, and
you need to.
I've got the Jack Starry seal of approval. All I got to do is say, Ellen's going to be like, "Where you want to have some breakfast?" I said, "Let's go Bojangles." She goes, "Why?" I said, "Because Jack said so."
I'm telling you,
she'll be like all over that. She'll be like, "All right, cool."
That's a wonderful woman you got there, and very patient with your intestinal fortitude.
She is. The woman is a saint.
Yeah, I got. Whew. I see. I got one from Tyler McIlvain sent us a story. He goes, "I was at a customer's house and she was supposed to be home for a service. I skipped the gas station because I knew I could use her second garage because it had a bathroom. She was nowhere in sight and the house sat on a hill, the only house there. I couldn't hold it no more. I ran to the back of the garage on the side of the hill, dug a hole in the decomposed granite and shit. Knowing good and well, she had a Mexican crew always come and make the decomposed granite look nice where I was conveniently shit. It rained about a week after, and when I went back, it all looked brand new, not a single turd in sight."
Nicely done.
Get one of those little disappearing turds and little magical turds.
Yeah, no kidding. Fucking Houdini turds, man. That's great.
Maybe Dave's jogger's dog came and ate it.
That's true. Anything's possible. God damn. Oh man, that is great.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I've had homes where I mean, I don't know how you completely miss a toilet, but like the turds next to the toilet. I mean, what is happening in your life that you can't get your butthole within the realm of that 12-inch diameter hole full of water in your bathroom? How do you miss that? How's that happen?
Okay, you have to have an ass like a rhino. Because it's like you feel the ball, you feel the seat, but maybe it's just on one cheek, and you got that other one hanging out, and it's like, whoa, and it's going off to the side or something like that, or I don't know what to tell you. Other than you gambled, you're on the descent, and you feel it coming out, and you gambled and lost, and it just kind of went off to the side. I couldn't tell you, but it's the ones that really surprise me. I can tell exactly how somebody sits in a toilet by looking at their bowl. Because you can tell if the bowl is clean, they're either fastidious housekeepers or they sit nice and straight, erect, like you would in a desk chair in school when you're going covering the posture. The posture chapter in your health book. Yes, we call that the royal family.
Yes.
And then when you got the casual one where you kind of lean forward, you got your elbows on your knees, you're playing with your Yahtzee game or looking at your phone, looking at memes on Pest Control Humor Depot, my favorite group, and it kind of you kind of got that smudge on the side there, on the back of the bowl that kind of goes into the water. And then the smudge ends right at the water line because the water's doing its job, getting it down there.
Right.
But, you can't get the rest of it. And then you got the lazy fuckers that don't even flush at all. So, you've got your floaters, you got your sinkers, and you've got your messy Nessies. And they're the ones that, one of the ends of the turd is up above the water line, just like the and so that's the Nessie messy. And so there's many different types. And of course, there's the Iowan, which is completely studded with corn, and so there's all kind of stuff. You got the Florida man, which looks like it's like how did that not hurt coming out because it looks like the back of a gator.
Or you can have the Ouroboros, which is the snake that's eating its own tail. It goes all the way around the bowl and ends up touching itself at the end.
That's true. I call that one the Viking because
Yeah, no, I've had some near misses myself when you're like groundhogging, you're whistle picking at a job, and you think you can get in the truck and get to a fast food restaurant or something just to unleash, and you can't quite make it, and you get the gut gurgles. And I had to stop at Manassas Battlefield on the side of the road and run into the woods, and you pull your pants down just to your knees, not down to your ankles, because you figure there might be some blowback and you don't want to get it on the seat of your pants. So you pull them just down your knees, and then you lean back against the tree like a wall sit, how people do for exercise. Yep. You do a wall sit on the tree, and you move your feet as far apart as possible. So your knees are together, your feet are apart, you're against the tree, and you got these turds just rolling down the bark. And you gotta hope that they roll straight out between your legs and not like ding the back of your shoe or something. Right. Yeah, I have squashed many logs in nature for that reason myself. But I'm on diabetes medicine, so it was more like painting the tree as opposed to the little deer pellets.
There you go. Jackson Pollock has nothing on you, my man. And fortunately I was blessed with better control until something disagrees with you down south, and then all bets are off. When you got that storm front rolling in from the west, you've got to do something. And but I've been fortunate on most occasions. So otherwise, fortunately, none of the medicine that I personally take in order to keep this temple of mine alive, has that effect. Mine is always the opposite, but it's
well, it's like going to those old no-name gas stations.
Bubble guts, man, forget about it, man.
Oh yeah. It's like when you're in the middle of nowhere and there's that no-name gas station that's like Gas and Go, and there's no actual company name on the pumps. It just says Gas and Go, and you go in there and you get the questionable tuna salad sandwich. And the coffee that is so old and bitter you can stand your spoon up in it, but you need a cup of coffee, so you suck it up, and you're good for about 30 to 45 minutes after you've snarfed down the sandwich and drank the coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Then it hits you. You get that in your stomach.
Humpback whale sounds. Yep.
It goes, and it's like on the movie Down Periscope. He goes.
I just watched that last Saturday. I forgot how fucking funny that was. That one dude. Anything with Toby Huss on it is a hit to me.
That was awesome.
But yeah, the guy that played Sonar was like the whale sounds.
You know, at the National Harbor National Aquarium in Baltimore, they have this booth that you could stand in and try to imitate whale song.
Mm-hmm.
So I went in and I did that from Down Periscope on in the booth at the National Aquarium. I was going. People looking at me like I had 3 heads. It was awesome.
So they have like a video of a whale. If you did it right, it would get like this big heart on.
Yeah. It's got a waveform thing. It's got a waveform of the whale song and a waveform of yours, and mine wasn't even remotely fucking close to it. But just the same.
But still, that was fucking great.
It was worth doing.
Hell yeah. Hey, yeah. I mean, we're talking about bubble gut and everything. It's like, it's one thing to have a normal shit, and it's another thing that you'd be able to shit through one of these.
Oh, of the medical grade stainless steel urethral sounding rods?
That's right, surgical grade. I'm looking through it right now, and it just looks like like I'm looking through a needle syringe, and it is just perfectly honed. And you can only get these from going to SpanglerArt.com and hooking up with Tony Spangler to get you a nice Tony Spangler tumbler. I'm currently drinking of course, I am drinking my retirement bourbon tonight, the Evan Williams Bottled in Bond, 100 proof, aged for just under a week, and get you where you need to go pretty quick. But I'm chasing it with my Arnold Palmer in my Tales from the Crawl Space tumbler, and oh why yes, I have mine one too. Let me reach down here in my lap and get it. There it is. Yep.
Cheesebag Nation.
Sock du fromage. I got a question, Jack. How come yours looks right and mine's backwards?
Oh, I could say the same for you, but I don't know. It'll rectify it. It'll rectify itself.
Rectify itself. Yeah, you got to keep in the theme today. But anyway, Tony Spangler tumbler. Okay, what Jack and I are holding and what he is caressing the rubber orifice to.
Rubber bottom.
Rubber bottom. This is a well-built and well-designed tumbler. I mean, we have as Jack shows the interior of it. Nice, smoothly machined stainless steel. Won't pick up any smells or funky odors. If you like actually fucking wash it, you pigs. And it's great. And it's like, I've had so many different things in here. I can't smell a fucking thing except Paula. And
you're smelling the insides of Paula. Is that what you're doing?
I am smelling the insides of Paula. You know what it smells like? It smells like beer and love.
Beer and love.
Yeah, I couldn't come up with anything else.
A little trick to clean these out. If you let them sit and fester in your truck for a long, long time and they get super funky, you get yourself 2 of the little denture cleaner tablets, the little effervescent denture cleaner tablets. Put boiling water in it and drop those things in it and let it sit for about a half an hour. All of that's gone.
Yep.
Come out sparkly clean.
Yep. You can even leave it overnight. In fact, I take and put mine. I said throw mine in the tumbler with it. I'm good to go.
At the I had the old school Stanley tumbler, not this Stanley drink shit that all these fucking people are doing, but the old school green with a little coffee cup on top. I'd forget it in the back of the truck for like a week and a half, 2 weeks at a time, and I'd crack that thing open and it would actually go when you open it because it was building up pressure from the shit that was breeding inside of it.
Yeah.
So I kept a box of the DentuClean whatever stuff. And I'd get the dollar store ones and just drop them in and let it sit overnight. It cleaned it right up. So it's for these stainless steel tumblers. They're easy to clean, They're really sanitary, and your drink stays hot or cold for an insanely long period of time. It's high quality stuff,
and it keeps your urine flowing too if you use this on a regular basis.
And it works well for Peyronie's disease because you can straighten the curve in that puppy and your penis with that rod. So
that's right. Well, all right. So yeah, SpanglerArt.com. Get with Tony, and if you can think it, he can make it.
Exactly. Thank you, Tony. I love these tumblers I have. I've got a shit ton of them, and I love every one of them. Well,
me too.
Speaking of ton, we got a story from Blake Ton.
Oh, nice.
He goes, yeah. Because a few years ago, speaking of segues, I saw that post about those little Segway riding motherfuckers going around selling pest control. Oh, man.
We got big loves on the ground now.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Keep sweet, pray, and obey. But Blake says, a few years ago, my dad, my cousin, and I were at a house doing interior and exterior work. We knew nobody was home at the time, so I walked right into the bathroom on the main floor just off the kitchen. Now, I got to tell you, when I read this, it made me cry. I was laughing so hard, just so you know. So prepare yourself. Hold your penis because you might tangle yourself. This is one of those bathrooms that was added to an old house. No window, no exhaust fan, just a shitter and a sink. I was hoping no one was going to be home because I was dilated. I'd been prairie dogging it for far too long. Within seconds, I felt so much better, but the smell was nothing like I'd ever made before. I wish I could remember what I ate for dinner the night before, but I do recall washing it down with 2 craft beers. My eyes started watering, so I had to open the door just so I could breathe long enough in there to wash my hands. The smell had started to waft its way into the kitchen. As I got my head back in the game to get to work, the owner came walking in. He's a successful businessman that had come home for breakfast. My dad, who had already inhaled 2 lungfuls of my air biscuit, tried to persuade the customer to go outside so he could meet my cousin, who was new to the job. The customer declined going outside, then proceeded to walk around the island to the end of the kitchen near the bathroom. At this point, I had to go back to the truck because I couldn't contain my tears of laughter anymore over the situation I had created. My dad informed me that as soon as the customer walked right into my plume, he had the look of horror on his face. I doubt he ate breakfast at home that fateful morning, and a few months later they sold the house. But oddly enough, and surprisingly, they hired us to do their new home. We gave them a deal at their new house, not just because they were a previous customer, but because you probably had to buy breakfast at a diner that day. That's an epic fucking story. That's epic.
Oh, man. The only thing I can add to that is I fucking hate when that happens.
Oh, man. Oh, it was bad. So bad.
Oh, shit. Oh, give me a second.
That was a great fucking story.
That was, man. Thank you very, very much.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well,
anyway.
I got another one. You want another one?
Oh, God, no, I don't have the strength right now. Can I just do the other poll first?
Of course. Yeah, please. Okay.
But now I got to fucking find it.
While you look, I got to tell you, I have to say, when I threw my 2 cents in on the poll, I said Food Line grocery store bathrooms. And you're like, oh, my God, no, grocery store bathrooms. Well, around here, the people who own the franchise of Food Lines around here or whatever, and the Department of Health is really particular about the bathrooms in grocery stores. So when you walk into the ones around here, they are spotless. Fresh smelling, spotless, and there's cleaning supplies in the stall just in case you need it, because if someone had a little bit of a schmaltz, left schmaltz on the bowl, you can always, grab the stuff and clean it off. I mean, smell like mint. Not like urinal mints, but like actual mints. They're actually really nice. So the ones around here,
like somebody threw a handful of Mentos in there or something.
Something like that, but as long as it's not Pepsi, because I don't need to power wash my butthole with soda. So,
well, fuck no. I don't know. The carbonation might tingle a little bit.
You look, little tangle.
Give you a little bit of tickle. No.
On my donut.
Oh yeah. All right. The other poll was on the other end of the spectrum. So we asked which gas station has the worst, most
Oh
heinously
yeah.
disgusting shitters. Okay, we didn't get as many responses to this one, but some of the comments were pretty classic. We have Rick who said, "I've never seen a Wawa restroom floor that wasn't covered in pissy toilet paper."
Agreed.
Yeah, and we have Todd who said Circle K. Usually have to wade through 2 inches of pee on the floor to get to the troughs. And yeah, I get it, man. So so let's go to the numbers here. Okay, bringing in the rear, we have Raceway at 2%. Now, Raceway is just starting to come into the central Indiana area where I hail from. I have not pissed in there. So I really can't make an informed decision on that. Now, some of the places that are a little bit seedy that I have pissed in. Let's talk about Thornton's for a minute. I walked into a Thornton's one time to piss for the first time in quite a while. I walked in the men's room door and about puked, not because of what was on the floor, on the walls, lining the seat or anything like that. It was the fucking lights. The lights were blue, and I'm not talking blue. I'm talking like Ford engine blue everywhere you go. And I was like, what the fuck is going on in here? So I took my nauseating piss and I left, and I took it to the depot. I said, guys, what the fuck is going on in here? And everybody told me they do that to keep junkies from shooting up in there because you can't see your fucking veins in the blue light. Now I'm
Raceway
different
does that
because I got some juicy fucking veins here, but I didn't make the connection. So I mean Thornton's is the last resort, if only because of the blue fucking blue lights. It's disgusting. I mean, I can wade through some piss if I really got to go, but yeah. So we had one person say Sunoco. We had somebody say Esso. And we'll go to the top 4 now. At 6%, we have Wawa, and of course the comments. We're talking about that. And then let's see, at number 3 is Patel's Corner Store. Now I gotta ask about Patel's Corner Store. How the fuck do you know what their bathrooms look like? Because every time I go into a Patel Corner Store, the bathroom is out of order. Okay,
we do not have a bathroom for you.
I'm sorry. The bathroom is not out of order. You just don't want nobody going in there and pissing in your bathroom. It's like you're not fooling me a fucking second, boo job. You're gonna It's like, okay, that's fine. You know what else I'm not going to do? I'm not going to buy anything here. I'm not going to buy my gas here. I'm not going to buy my icebreaker mints here. You can go fuck Ganesh for all I care. I'm gonna go somewhere, and if your bathrooms are there, and I don't care if there's piss on the floor, if there's shit on the walls. If I gotta go, I gotta go. I'm gonna buy something from you. I mean, if you're going in to use a bathroom at a gas station or something, buy something. Find the cheapest item in there and just fucking buy it. Okay. That helps keep them going, and that helps keep you going when you have to go.
Anyway. get a Slim Jim so you can start the process all over again.
Oh my God, dude. Okay. I went out. I call this Dead Boltman's Day. Dead Boltman's Day is Memorial Day weekend. My wife's maiden name is Boltman. We go down to Seymour, Indiana, which is about an hour and change drive from where I live, and we go to her mom and dad's grave sites. We clean up the headstones. We put some of the little artificial flowers on them. They would go to her grandparents. We do the same thing,
right?
Stuff. So we just call it Dead Boltman Day. And but I was feeling a tad peckish. And so when we stopped, after we went to Riverview, which is where her parents and grandparents are buried, we were going to go to another cemetery to her great grandparents and kind of scrub those stones up. We always stop at this Circle K, right? The Circle K's bathrooms are pretty good, but I was getting the sugar shakes. I was ready for something. I was ready to get a little protein in me, and there wasn't anybody there for me to blow, so I had to buy something. So I picked up these 2 long ass Slim Jims, right? And so I ate one of them. The other one sat in the back seat of a car for a while. But that night when I got home, oh my God. I could have pissed through one or shit through one of these straws, man.
And not hit the sides.
And not hit a damn thing. I could have pissed through that and drank a Savannah Smile through it and not tasted a damn bit of shit.
That's right.
But anyway, so okay, coming in at number 2 is the Circle K. And number 1, far and away, is Speedway 7-Eleven. And oh hell yes. That is, truer words cannot be spoken. Those restrooms are disgusting. And
well, the thing is that that's like the Patel. It's like a cross between the Patel Corner Store and a Speedway and a Raceway, because almost all 7-Elevens are Patel owned or ran. So you kind of get the double dinger on that one.
Well, see, Patel's run 7-Eleven, but Speedway is owned by 7-Eleven. Bought Speedway Super America a couple of years ago, and
okay,
they're slowly starting to assimilate. But now Speedway end of it is not run by Patel's. It's run by let's see,
Habib's.
Losers. It's run by the I Let Losers Come In Me crowd.
Ah.
So, anywho, so yeah, Speedway. But I can't talk about too much because I've got about 15,000 Speedy Rewards points, and I get to go in there every Friday and eat for free off of my gas points. Yeah, and if you catch them just right, Jack, the pizza on the pizza go round in there rivals Casey's.
That's quite a bold statement you're making.
It is a bold statement, and yet I still made it. I'm telling you, because I've had Casey's and I've had Speedway. The best part about Speedway, the thing that pulls Speedway away from Casey's, is that it's free.
Yeah. I tell you though, Casey's Pizza, that's my shit, man. When I drove out to see you I was like, I'm getting me some fucking Casey's Pizza.
Mm-hmm. No. I'm not slamming Casey's Pizza on its taste. The taste is phenomenal, and again, it is the perfect road pizza because their sauce is so highly concentrated in the flavor that they don't have to put a lot of oven on there. So when you bite down on it, it's not running all down your shirt and shit while you're trying to drive. It's perfect. Right. So you don't go to your next stop all covered in Casey's juice. And
Casey's
it's
juice.
Great. Yeah. Casey's juice.
That felt so dirty.
Miss you.
I felt so dirty. I got some Casey's juice on me.
That's right. I'm gonna wipe me girl that Casey's. You go ahead. So.
We got a story from Rodney. Our good friend Rodney from the last show we did from the international episode, or from Candy. That's right. He goes, story for Friday if you're interested. Doing an ant job for a guy, pretty routine preventative treatment. Had to slice a pizza about 40 minutes prior. Felt the grumble pulling down the driveway. Way too busy to detour. Fuck it. I can hold it, right? Talking to the customer, my guts are just a churning. Beachfront property, nice ornamental shrubs. Luckily, big-ass granite boulders around the property as landscape features. I'm about 1 gallon into the treatment, and I realize I'm going to lose it. Customer on his deck reading a book, listening to the waves. I yell, Jesus, look at the size of that nest. Don't come over here. I've got to neutralize that.
Beautiful.
Pants down, super shit on the flower bed behind the boulder. Throw some mulch over it. After I tell the customer he had better give it a few days before it goes over because I use so many liters of chemicals. Never heard about it again. Moral of the story, don't trust old-looking pizza and find a nice boulder to lean on for Hershey squirts. Oh, and mulch covers everything.
It does. Mulch forgives everything. But you know what? I gotta hand it to Rodney there. That is fucking thinking on your feet 101. I mean, he had it all set up. He found his spot. He created a scenario that would avoid to have the customer avoid that area for a few days. that gives a chance for everything to break down on a molecular level and become inert and shit. and God, man, that was fucking brilliant. Okay,
Yeah, that was.
And I'm sorry, it's probably not the pizza he's talking about. It's probably about all that nasty fucking IPA he drinks.
Yeah, what that nasty shit, man. Rodney, come on.
What the fuck, man? Do better.
drink some Moosehead there, eh?
Hey, it's the Moosehead. Yeah, Rodney. By the way, is Moosehead as good as they say it is?
Hey, I've dated some ugly chicks in my lifetime, and I know I'm the ugly one in most relationships. But I dated some ugly chicks, so I guess Moosehead applies.
Dude, man, just throw your legs over the antlers and let her go to town.
Woo! You make one of those elk calls. Fuck. Man. Oh man. But I had a little thing when I used to do. I had to pee real bad because, especially when my diabetes was going unchecked, I had to pee way more often than I should have. And when you're going around like the old 70s construction homes with like where the chimney kicks out from the side of the house, and they usually place the AC compressor, the outside, the compressor, right in that general area, and they got shrubs around it to keep that from being an eyesore from the street and everything. So what you do is you kind of wedge yourself in there, and you face the corner where the brick kicks out from the wall for the chimney, and behind you is the AC unit. Now you have your B&G in your hand, and you have it pumped up, so you're spraying up and down that little joint there when the chimney meets the house, and you got your penis hanging out, and you're tankling while you're doing it. So if somebody comes by and looks, everything's wet from like 6 to 8 foot up all the way down to the ground, so they don't really notice that your pee's on the ground. And no one's got a camera next to their AC unit on brick, so when you got your back to the world, so you can basically play it off that you were just treating.
There you go. I have a confession to make. This was just a couple weeks ago. I was doing a termite job in a urban area, and this house was being flipped. So, and they found termites, and they needed to get it done. I was there to get it done, and I had to piss. Right. So first thing I always do, I go in to make sure there's electricity on the house so I can run my drill to drill the slabs. And also water, just in case I, maybe underestimated when I filled the tank in the morning. If I needed to top up or something, I've got some water on site. Well, the electricity was there, the water was not, and I had a piss on deck that you wouldn't believe. So I'm just okay. I'm just gonna have to fucking bulldog through this. There was a privacy fence running along between the two houses. And I'm working my trench, and I go over around the corner, and I look, and I see this toilet sitting there in the yard, in the side yard, right? And I'm assessing the situation, right? I'm looking, and I was like, okay, we got a privacy fence here. We got a privacy fence there. So, okay, fine. I go over there. Lid was still on the seat was still on the toilet. I lifted it up, went ahead, took care of business about 2 feet from where I was treating, and shut the lid. And so I'm going around. I finished the job. I'm getting ready to get back in my truck and call the guy to get payment and everything. And I was like, what am I? I started to feel kind of bad about it, because, believe it or not, everybody, I do have a conscience. So I go back over there. I open it up. Yeah, my piss is still in the trap. I said, well, maybe he'll think a hobo did it or whatever. So that's not gonna work.
Goddamn hobos.
So, yeah, I know, fucking hobos. You can blame hobos for everything. They're perfect. But I had a 5-gallon jug that I would use to fill up my flow zone and everything. So it had water in it. So I just went over there and flushed it all down into the ground.
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah, that worked out pretty good. It was a pretty good dodge. So,
well, you ever had a bowl so bad, but it had to shit so bad that you suspended your standards and morals just to have to lay the toilet paper down, layer after layer, and sit on the toilet, and you just feel absolutely horrified that you're sitting on it, but you had to go so bad. But you have to reach your hand between your leg and push your junk down so you don't get the witch's kiss, where your penis hits the front of the bowl.
Yep, witch's kiss. Oh, I know the witch's kiss. Yeah,
that gives you the full body shivers. Like,
Oh yeah, as does Poseidon's kiss. You know, when the turd breaks off and it splashes, and the water splashes up and hits you right in the butthole.
He goes,
"That's
bloop.
Poseidon's kiss." That's right. But, yeah. I'm sorry. I am not a hover guy. All right. My legs are too short. I lack an ass. And that wall's too far away, and I'm not going to lean up against the tank because I don't want to break it. And sometimes there's not even the tank. There's that industrial pipe and shit with a little flusher that comes down, makes a loud noise when you fly. I'm going to sit on it, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to fucking go back out and I'm going to grab that hand sanitizer and I'm going to rub it all up in my ass and shit.
Oh, man. The burn.
No. Just the cheeks, Jack. Just the cheeks. No, never touch the hole with that stuff.
No.
Never. That's like ghost pepper chili burn.
Well, you remember what they say about Bactine? The burn means it's working.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, it's like peroxide. Yeah, it's like it's foaming, it's working. Christ. Well, but yeah, I can't do it. But desperate times call for desperate measures. You got to do what you got to do. And I'm telling you, damn it, you guys out there, I mean, buy something. If there's any takeaways from this, buy something. Respect the stores that let you go in there and piss and shit in them.
Right.
Because in the end, the end game is, you still have access to this place, and access to places where you can piss and shit. I mean, they're dwindling. I mean, they are a dying breed, and you keep seeing all this stuff on Facebook, social media, and all these other places about these things that you can set up. You can modify a bucket. You can put a seat on it. You got these tents that you can pop up. Fuck all that. If you're just courteous, leave the I'm not saying leave the bathroom cleaner than you found it, because that means you have to touch stuff to clean it up. No, fuck that. But don't leave it any worse than when you found it.
No.
Because even I mean, you're still going to get blamed for it. I mean, if you go in there just to take a leak, and the person before you had dropped the mother of all bombs in there, you're still going to get blamed for it when you come walking out. There's somebody still standing there, and it's wafted under the door, and you open the door, and you're just like, no, that wasn't me. And they're just like, yeah, fucking sure it wasn't you. But you got to be, we have to be the knights of the shitter, and we have to act in a certain decorum to make sure that those shitters still stay accessible to us. And I think for the most part, pest control people do a damn good job at it. Because we are very we are discriminate where we piss and shit when we can be, but when we can't, when worse comes to worse, we're going to take care of business, but we're not going to leave it worse off than we are. And if I was wearing a hat right now, it would be off to everybody out there, because you guys are doing it right.
Well, I tell you, I think I got an idea for a show coming up in the future. I think would be a good show, because a couple of years ago, before you joined the show, we did one called Pest Control Truck Must-Haves.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to do a show about the non-pest control related must-haves for the truck. And two things I want to give for bathroom stuff is this. If you go to Walmart in the travel section where they sell the suitcases, they have those little cans of Lysol. They're about as round as a lipstick and about 5 inches long. And they're great for spritzing the seat and wiping off with toilet tissue to at least somewhat sanitize the seat before you sit on it. And I was having a chat with our Russell. He was talking about blowing up a bathroom. There's stuff you can get called nil odor Tap-A-Drop. It's a little tiny dropper bottle of a super concentrated odor eliminator. Comes in different smells like citrus and mint and whatever. But all it takes... No. It's like a little drop, like an eyedropper bottle. Mm-hmm. And you can just put one drop, just drop it on the floor behind the toilet, but it'll kill the smell in the room.
Okay. Yeah, because poopery you actually put in the water.
In the water, right? But this is, and I use this stuff for like skunk jobs, like under a modular home or something when a skunk's done busted ass under there. You put this stuff and you put like 4 or 5 drops in a quart water spray bottle and shake it up and spray it, and it kills all the odor. It'll get rid of it. So just one single drop of that concentrate behind the toilet will negate blowing up a toilet like that poor guy did when the dude came home for breakfast. So it's, I want to do a non-pest control related must-haves for On the Route. I think that's
cool perfect
show.
Because I've got a couple of ideas for that as well. If you think of it, so awesome. Yeah. Well, matter of fact, if you want to do it next week, let's do it.
Yeah, we can do that. We'll put a poll up for what they think the must-haves are that aren't pest control related, not your B&G, not all the shit that doesn't have to do with the job, right?
Stuff that makes your life a little less miserable when you're
right.
on the road.
Exactly.
So yeah, that sounds like a great episode, Jack. And
all right,
I'm looking forward to hearing what everybody has to bring out to that. Mike, did you ever get that story from him?
No, I haven't, and I'm looking forward to it. So
Sheridan, goddamn it!
But I got to tell you, before we go, we do have a double header. You can suck it.
Let's hear it.
All right. The first story is we had set up termite inspection for a customer. They didn't call it in, just a yearly thing for long-term customers, and they get it for free. No one home, just exterior. Inspector found no signs of termite activity on the exterior. 6 months go by, and the guy has a carton of Formosans in the wall, still with no exterior signs. Mm-hmm. Well, after going out to explain termite entomology to him and how inspections work and yada yada, he says he's going to go with another company because we're incompetent. I say, okay, God bless, have a good one, and I leave. Mm-hmm. Get a call a month later from him saying he's going to sue us. Because the other company, and I won't knock them or out them, but I will say that they rhyme with schmurmschmecks. They rhyme with schmurmschmecks. Rips open the whole wall, floods it with Termidor, and then leaves. So I ask why I'm being sued for that. He goes, it was because it was our fault we didn't find the termites to begin with. So forth and so forth. He can't get a lawyer to take him on. The contract states that we're not financially responsible for damages caused by pests, and the inspector worded his inspection as, quote, no active termites found at this time, end quotes. And it was a different company that had ruined his home, so we're clear and scot-free, and he's a dick, so I'm not upset about it.
Absolutely, he's a dick.
So he goes to say, I hope he catches the blue waffle and watches his dick rot as his dick rots and falls off.
Ooh, man, that's harsh. Oh my God, man. Woo.
I hope all of your peas burn, all of them.
All of them, yes. I hope that you. I hope that the next shit you take is studded in corn and you haven't eaten corn in 5 years.
Yeah, you're digging things out of the corners of the colon you didn't know you had.
That's right.
There's like a Barbie shoe in there and everything. A Barbie shoe and
Barbie head.
All right, and another a little short one. 20 services today. About to punch out and call it when they asked me to pick up one more because dipshit won't make it in time. I don't know what they mean he won't make it in time. The guy literally said, just do the outside. People are just fucking lazy. And a friend, and he didn't have an insult, but a friend chimed in and said, I hope that tech gets chiggers up his asshole and his wisdom teeth come in late and crowd his mouth.
Damn. I hope the next time he takes a shit, he gets Poseidon's kiss and has yet to drop a duke.
I hope that no matter how many times you wipe the seat on that toilet bowl, when you sit down, there's still something sticky on there. When you sit down and you go,
oh my God.
But both those people can suck it.
They can totally suck it. Absolutely. All right. Well, holy mackerel. I think, you know what, Jack? All this talk about shit is making me want to go hit the head.
I'm going to have to go snap a loaf myself.
That's right. Exactly. We've had to summon up two-fer here.
Take the Browns to the Super Bowl.
There you go. You drop a letter to the White House.
Drop the kids off at the pool.
Oh, definitely. All right. Well, I'm going to stop there because I'm running out of shit. So, hey guys, thanks again for every contribution that you gave to us tonight, and in past episodes. The show wouldn't be the show without you. It'd just be me and Jack talking to ourselves, and nobody wants to hear that. So, on behalf of SpanglerArt.com, PestDesigns.com, Tales from the Crawlspace Podcast, Pest Control Humor Depot, my favorite group, we cordially invite you to bug the fuck off.
Bug off.